Live, this is One for the Record. I'm Diana, and today is July 26, 2012. And I'm just showing you what's out there. Here's InfoWars, Prison Planet, the news, his talk show from yesterday. Alex Jones.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's
I gotta
Alex
check it.
Jones
Let me check
on the
it.
GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, you better strap yourselves in, because our worst fears and analysis is coming true. They have dropped the hammer, and they are coming for our guns. They're calling for open, complete banning of handguns, rifles, and anything that is not black ball and powder. They are calling for it everywhere. They are hitting, and they are hitting hard. The seditious treason by the foreign banks that have seized our country is being spewed on CNN, MSNBC, everywhere. They have had, again, gaggles of foreigners like Piers Morgan and others come on and say, ban our guns. Michael Moore has desecrated the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and said basically get rid of it. Bloomberg, ladies and gentlemen, and nobody's calling on this. Kurt Nimmo has an article just went up. Bloomberg, cops should go on Americans surrender their guns. That's saying, government, you're separate from the people. You force the public to do what you want. You force the government. That's a paramilitary coup. Bloomberg is calling for a coup. That's what that is. Now, understand, the only places this is going to cause a big problem, a serious problem, is New York, Chicago, L.A., cesspits of big government and victim disarmament. In areas where people can't keep and bear arms, it will release hell on earth. Hey, I'm calling your bluff, Bloomberg. Turn your cops off for a week while they're out there shaking down the public. And turn loose your criminal brethren and watch New York and Chicago and L.A. burn. Burn it! That's what anarchy is. He's calling for what Bane in Batman calls for. Lock up the cops in the subterranean pit and let them have their French Revolution. Listen, you authoritarian scum that hates this country and wants to use Homeland Security on people like me. Get out of my country, Bloomberg, and you too, Piers Morgan, and you too, Michael Moore. You're a bunch of radicals that want to take over and re-educate this country. You are criminal, filthy despots with all your armed guards and the rest of it. You need to go to prison. Your cohort shipped guns into Mexico to blame the Second Amendment to try to get our guns. And listen to me well, folks. There's nothing these terrorists won't do to try to destroy the Republic. They've already gotten their health care plan. It's so unconstitutional, it's a joke. They've already got their drones, their secret arrests, and everything else getting lined up. They want to fight with the American people, and they plan on organizing the police against us. Well, let me just tell the police something. I've seen the polls that over 95% of you claim you're pro-Second Amendment. Well, that's good. Because if you're stupid enough to start a civil war with the American people, you know in your gut right now, the American people will smash you to hell. They will take you to hell, and you know it. Now, I'm going to tell the criminals like Bloomberg and the rest of them something. You're on notice, scum. You've picked on the spirit of 1776, and you may think, just because you've drugged and dumbed down and got half the public in a trance, that you're going to win this. But you don't have at least 70 to 80 million people in this country that know exactly who and what you are, criminal. And it is going to be your arrogant, chutzpah-filled evil, your bravada, that is going to bring down your New World Order. That goes for Obama and the globalists and the big mega banks that run this country. People aren't going to give you the guns, and you think that's going to start a civil war, and you're just going to sit it out. We are going to identify who did this, You understand? If you get what you want and trigger this civil war, you are going to be brought to justice, okay? Everybody understands who the enemy is. Everybody knows it's the offshore banks that have taken over. Cue that up too, folks. When we come back, we've got all these clips and the rest of it, and I'm going to try to contain my fury. Let me tell you, driving in this morning, after reading these articles and hearing the clips on local radio and hearing the local host defend it and saying it's time to turn the guns in on a conservative talk station, and having Rupert Murdoch and all of them come out for banning semi-autos, they're coming, folks. They're coming. They're coming for our guns. We knew it was coming for a very long time. And the minute they engage in this latest bit of false flag behavior in their command base of Denver, we knew it was coming. But it is a full-on, direct, total assault on the right to keep and bear arms, the heart of our republic, one of the few rights still left. They've turned our property under property taxes into rented from the government. They have decimated family rights. They are starting forced inoculations at government training centers all over the country. They are arming to the teeth and creating swarms of new bureaucracies and sending out just huge torrential cacophonies of government locusts to eat our sustenance down to the bone. It is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the news I have this morning is so over the top that it has shaken me to my very core, because it confirms everything yet again of what we're facing. An authoritarian, despot, tyranny-driven, organized evil of foreign megabanks that in thousands of publications now in the last 3 years publicly brag they have conquered us through fractional reserve banking and derivatives fraud. They crow from the rooftops that we are their chattel slaves. The military has been captured by NATO and the UN. Congress has been told to stand down, and they have followed orders. Our country is seized at the federal level. The states have been predominantly federalized. The last vestiges of the old republic are being dismantled by globalist wrecking balls as we speak. The republic is down in flames, exploding in front of us. The old republic is gone. We are captured. We are overrun. Warning worldwide. The global crime syndicate intends to use the military arsenal accrued by the republic during the banker takeover transition period as a exploit weapon against the planet. We will then, of course, take the blame, be militarily destroyed down the road. That is the plan from the highest levels. And all of our analysts agree on that. We are a suicide kamikaze empire, attacking everything good, attacking everything independent, everything sovereign. From the family to human DNA itself, we are under unmitigated, unprecedented, sustained, vicious, total core of evil attack. The general public medically is in a trance. Mainline journals, you can look that up. Every disease and neurological disorder is exploding. We are under soft kill. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Worldwide emergency transmission. The United States is no more. The Republic has been smashed and overrun and taken. They are now beginning the preparation for re-education mop-up phase of what's left of the states, counties, and cities that could be organized into a resistance. Mayday, 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 mayday. The Republic is in an emergency situation. People inside the NSA, ATF, FBI are leaking the criminal plans, the re-education camps, the gun confiscation plans. The military's response at the top is to say, yes, those are real documents, big deal. Or to try to arrest the whistleblowers. We need more whistleblowing. We need everybody to choose what side they're on and to start going public if you can, if not, getting the info out, or at least not executing these orders that you're being given. That is treason, it is lawlessness, and it is the gutting of our country and our families. It is the delivery of our sad republic into the hands of the slaughterhouse of the New World Order. The republic has already been cut 1,000 times and lies in a coma. And the globalists are now preparing to use our near lifeless corpse to launch World War III. It is beyond saddening. To see Mayor Bloomberg engage in absolute criminal rebellion and sedition against the skeleton of the old republic, to see him openly call for military coup in the United States with the traitor, phone hacker, criminal Piers Morgan, while that demonic banker, globalist, enforcer, Michael Moore, denigrates our founders and our republic and calls for scrapping the Constitution, and they call for banning all guns and saying maybe you can have a single-shot black powder gun. And, of course, they'll get those as well. It is unspeakable just how evil these people are. You notice they're billionaires, they're 100 millionaires. They get their money from the power structure that is monopolistic. They're not communists, folks. They use communists at the ground level as their siege force, as their jihadis, just like they're using al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria as their shock troops. They use the communists the same way, and I am reeling right now by the just brazen attack and the fact that people don't understand law or the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, that what Bloomberg, as a sitting mayor, it's one thing if a citizen called for this, but a sitting mayor calling for police nationwide to stand down and not respond to fires, robberies, rapes, killings is a call for anarchy and holding us hostage, and is a call to bring the country to its knees, in his view, to hold us hostage. And that gives you an idea into his mindset. Why do these people stage these shootings or stage Fast and Furious that cause thousands of shootings and deaths? So they can have enough chaos. That's what the memos show with Fast and Furious. Here is a method out in the open because they think you're in a trance. And most of their audience is, literally. Watching television, they're in a daydream state. That's a medical fact, folks. When you suspend disbelief, you've now gone into a dream state. Now, continuing here, he's open, just like they write memos saying we need a new Oklahoma or 9/11 or mass shooting. We published that article yesterday with all their quotes to reconnect and be able to take over. They think you're stupid, so they communicate out in the open. And he was communicating with police chiefs on the show last night when he said, imagine your servants under the state constitutions, under the city charters and county charters, to go out hired by the people to protect and serve. And he says, oh, cops are being killed by guns. Actually, the number one cause is automobile accident. Numbers of cops getting killed is actually about flat. It's higher in the 70s and 80s. Look it up. You got a better chance that, a cop, I think it's like a 6-to-1 dying in a car wreck than being shot. Just being shot, not dying from the shot. Kurt Nimmo has a big article on that. Actually, guys, I didn't bring that in. Oh, no, here it is. Something to keep in mind is hysterical gun grabbers attack the Second Amendment, and it goes over. You've got a 0.1 chance of being involved in a mass shooting of 5 or more victims out of the shooting statistics. You've got a 0.1 chance. The most common death by gun that they put in here is people breaking in your house or gangbangers killing each other. 20-plus times, so 21 on average, guns are used to frustrate crime to every time they're used in crime. And the system knows that. They just don't promote those statistics. But I don't want to digress here. The magnitude of Bloomberg, who sues gun manufacturers around the country to try to shut them down that way, using his city, that crime command center of the globalists, to try to shut down our Second Amendment, that's failed. And so he says to police, I'm going to play the clip here in a moment, he says, what you do is you just go on strike until the government and the people do what you want and ban these guns, like they've done in New York. I say call his bluff, but that is an act of terrorism. He's saying, hold us hostage. Next what? What are they saying next? Turn the power off? What are they saying next? Have us under siege again. But the only places this will really work is Detroit, Chicago, New York, where they've taken over, where they've restricted the guns, where they've totally banned them. L.A. would collapse within 3 days into fire and mass death. So cleanse yourselves, L.A., New York, Chicago, do it. Have your cops not be out there shaking people down for revenue generation and the rest of it, and give the green light to all your little anarchy people to start the French Revolution. You notice Batman just came out. That's what it's all about. It's about French Revolution, anarchy in New York. So go ahead. Where the cops aren't allowed to do anything, so this happens. Go ahead. The only place your terrorism will work is where you've made people dependent, where they're in these artificial metropolises and can't take care of themselves. And that's your model. That was your model in Fast and Furious, criminals, was to create chaos down there, and you did, and you wanted to blame our Second Amendment, but people leaked it. You see? So go ahead and show us your pure evil. Go ahead and move with your bravado and your arrogance. The word I'm looking for is hubris. Move with your hubris now, because what you've done is illegal. A sitting mayor has told police, that's like telling air traffic controllers to go on strike with no notice. It is an active, public, fire in the theater crime Bloomberg has committed. But don't look for Fox News to go after him. Bill Kristol has called for all semi-autos to be banned on Fox News. We have the clip of that. Rupert Murdoch has come out in a tweet and in statements and said you have no right to a semi-automatic. They should all be banned. Piers Morgan has said ban all semi-automatics. Bloomberg has said ban all guns, period. And Michael Moore has said in the last 24 hours, we have the clips, ban everything down to a single-shot, musket-loading, black powder gun. This is the coordinated attack program, and Obama's set to sign the UN treaty as early as next Monday. He's not saying exactly when. He said the next 2 weeks, a week ago. They're set to sign it. They want to get the votes in the Senate. They're launching a total attack on us. You've got a better chance of being struck by lightning than being killed by a gun. You've got a better chance of being struck in 1 year. Look at the numbers. Twice by lightning than to die in a mass shooting. The only thing that's more rare is a great white shark attack. There's only 5 deaths a year from those. Okay, a mass shooting is incredibly rare, but they're hyping it and saying turn in our guns and telling police to stand down. You know, the private Federal Reserve that took over in 1913, the monetary system, has now taken over much of the world. Out of its command base here in the occupied United States, we're now pretty much fully occupied. They're getting ready for a mopping up exercise, which is going to be their hardest adventure yet against us. Merged basically with the Chicago and New York mob, and even adopted their double set of books with the comprehensive annual financial reports and their systems. So Bloomberg is an organized crime figure, and that's what he is. And he's there in New York with the organized crime police, shaking the public down, squeezing everybody, telling you what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, what you're going to do, selling for, $30,000 gun permits. He is a criminal. He is a mobster. He's like Mayor Daley, back in the old days, and his criminal son. And he's here muscling America. He's saying, look, police, don't help people till the crime gets so bad they agree to turn their guns in. Really, places like Kennesaw, Georgia said it was a law you had to own a gun, and they had an 89% crime rate drop, the Justice Department admitted, in 1 year. Every state that's put a concealed carry in so people understand they can carry guns. They could already carry them, but you just go through their licensing process to carry it concealed, because under common law, that's legal. Criminals carry their weapons hidden in common law. That's where all this comes from, folks. So they go, oh, we'll give you a license for something that's illegal. Under common law, open isn't. See, but they hope everybody's ignorant about that. But in the places where they put them in within 2 years, on average, look these up, 24% drop in violent crime. Home invasions, women jogging, some of the statistics are even greater. That's an average. police listening are all nodding their heads. They read those crime statistics. But that sure doesn't get pushed in the media, does it? Now, I know the average police. I've talked to a lot of them. People know 10 years ago I was constantly after the police. Now more and more I've talked to so many, I've seen polls. I realize actually most of them actually understand what's happening because we told them, plus they're on the inside, they see it all coming true. But let me just tell you something. These criminals that run this country, the offshore mega banks that brag they've conquered this country, and I've read you Time Magazine, Economist, Financial Times, I've played video clips off the news. I mean, they're saying it. I've played Congress being told the UN is over our military. I'm getting chills so hard. I am, folks. I'm getting chills so... In fact, if you zoomed in on me, I've got goosebumps right now. I've actually got goosebumps right now, folks. Look, I've got goosebumps. This is so bad. You see that? I've got goosebumps right now. You're watching on PrisonPlanet.tv. When I say that, I'm not saying that for effect. I'm getting chills. Chills of, ooh, chills. You ever had a mugger jump out around the corner on you? That happened to me twice growing up in Dallas. And you get those chills right then, and it's like your body powering up for a fight. You know that feeling? I mean, my body, my mind sees all this, and it's so real. Even though I'm conditioned, from fighting it every day, being close to it, that my whole body is just like, get ready, Alex, get ready, get ready. Your worst analysis is accurate. And it's just so crazy that we really are in the hands of foreign banks. The Congress has been told the UN runs us, and we got mafia people. The mayor of L.A., I mean, total scum. Says California's Mexico publicly. I mean, total racist. You've got Bloomberg, total gangster. You've got Rahm Emanuel, total gangster. They're publicly robbing everything. They're publicly shipping guns to Mexico to create a crisis. And then they go on the news and they tell the police. How was this a paramilitary coup? Because I wrote something for Curtin there, and I want him to add this if he's listening to make clear just where I say military coup, what I mean by that. The police have been militarized. They are a paramilitary force now. And they'll tell you that themselves. That conversion has happened from peace officer to paramilitary enforcer. That conversion is almost complete. The ghost of the old republic is still in some of them, but and those that have even woken up, which are a lot of them still, it doesn't matter, the conversion's been made. It's kind of like a lot of German soldiers didn't like Hitler, but they were still in the military. They still followed orders. So we're now to that point here. It's not just choosing which side spiritually you're on. You've got to walk the walk if you talk the talk. And that starts with talking the talk. If you're talking the talk in your mind, you got to start talking it physically out into the world, and then that will lead to bigger things of physically, and physically means calling into talk radio, creating newsletters, local magazines, because they're going to kill the internet. They're going to start curtailing it and blocking us. That's why we're coming out next month with a newspaper. I haven't announced that yet, but it's happening. All right. That delivers the message. Don't tread on me. And what do they want to do when they tread on you? Carbon taxes, apartments smaller than maximum security jail cells they've announced. Checkpoints on every highway and every road. Now they're doing like $500,000 a year in New York. We got video in today of highway checkpoints and bus checkpoints in California. It's all happening. Legalizing the illegal aliens by executive fiat, shutting down our power plants, paying to ship General Motors overseas. I've been yelling during the breaks, folks. I mean, it just really hit me today like a ton of bricks. And we have got to break people out of their trance. And I want to warn the middle class and even wealthy and even ultra rich. This is a French Revolution re-education they've got planned. And the globalists are going to sit offshore and do this and pose as saviors the entire time. I want to warn you right now that this is going to be hellish. The globalists have always hated America, and when they're done, they're going to gut this country. All of you that serve this system now are going to wish. You're going to beat yourselves on the head and try to pull your hair out. I guarantee it, wishing you to listen to us. You think it's hard now to speak up against their intimidation and their threats of their black ops? Folks, we've got the power right now. They know it. They're running a guerrilla warfare operation against us. They've just gotten control of the central systems. It is a tiny group of criminals that are doing this. I have reverse engineered and forecast everything now unfolding. We don't need to forecast it anymore. They're now broadcasting it openly, meaning they're going to full implementation level. This is a red level emergency. Red level emergency. Red level. Red level. Red level. This isn't entertainment, folks. This isn't a game. I've got the White House calling for me to be shut down through their operations, through their George Soros groups. This isn't a joke. This isn't a game. And let me tell you something. Once they start trying to get the guns, they want to start that civil war. And they want to bring the military in. And they want everything to go to hell in a handbasket. They will do it. You know why? Because justice favors those that stand up for themselves. And we haven't been standing up. We haven't gotten aggressive with our First Amendment yet. People haven't taken this serious yet. Fortune favors the bold. The fortune we want is liberty and freedom in our time and for our children, and to build a good, strong society where the innocents are protected and where the creative are protected, and not the captured creatures of these parasite guilds. We're in a battle for all of human civilization and human future. It's a battle for everything. It's real. And I say bring it out in the open. They've already been soft killing us with the food and water. They've already been killing 50+ million of our people when they're in the womb and can't defend themselves. It's on. It's on. I got a bunch of guests coming up, and I want to play these clips, but you have to understand, no one seems to understand this. It is military coup by siege, or siege coup.
Well, that was Alex Jones. That was Prison Planet TV. Let me switch this around. Give me a second here. Oh my goodness. Everything's changed. Let's see if you can see me now. Okay, here we go. Don't know. Here, let me put this down just a little bit. There we go. That's Paul Bagley technology that I'm doing right there. Alright. Well, that was Alex Jones, and that's Prison Planet TV. I didn't want you to miss that. And let's move on now to the rest of the news for today. I thought that was very important for you to see then. I gotta let you know what's going on out there. Alrighty then. So, oh, I'm sorry. I look terrible. Here we go. Moving on. Let's go to the Extinction Protocol 2012. I just gotta see what's going on here. Alright. Oh, I might as well see how much time we have left on the December 21st, 2012 clock. I should just write it down, start checking it off. Let's do that first. We have until December 21st, 2012, 11:11 Greenwich Mean Time. We have 147 days, 7 hours, 28 minutes, and 35 seconds. Now, let's move on to Extinction Protocol 2012 and beyond. I don't want to open a second window. I tried that yesterday. It was very slow when I did that. Still slow. Okay, let's see, where are we? Alright, new reports suggest summer storms could create new ozone holes as Earth warms. Also, if it will move as I scroll down, Greece to run out of money by August 20th. Crisis entering dangerous new stage. I guess they'll have to just print their own money and stay within their country and trade amongst themselves. I guess. That might be it. America's infrastructure buckling from climate change. We're being hit with the storm of the century every year now. What else is there? That's coming out of Washington. Moving down. "41 gas emissions and low rumbling tremors. Popocatépetl simmers, biding her time." And that's a volcano in Mexico. I guess it's getting ready to go off again. Heads up. Strong 6.7 magnitude earthquake strikes near island of Mauritius. And that's by the Indian Ocean. More empty promises to fix European debt problems. Prop up ailing financial markets. And that's out of London today. Also, that might be it. Oh, I'm hearing 8.6 earthquake possible in Southern California. Caltech study suggests new mega earthquake risk. Heads up, California. Heads up. 8.6 is possible and most likely overdue. Alrighty then. You got radiation coming in. Do you get the hint? You got radiation. You got all these problems. I don't know. Do you feel lucky? I'm telling you, I was born there. I lived there almost all my life. My boat is still down there. I got out of there. I heard the inner voice that said, "Get out. Get out now." Now, let me see. Just heads up, be prepared for anything over there. Plus, you got the radiation coming in, you got the debris coming in. Heads up. Is it worth it? That's all I got to say. I can say that I'm a native Californian. Say what I want. Alrighty then. Moving on. I'm just telling you. Heads up. Heads up in California. Now they can say they warned you. So if you stayed there in the middle of a big quake, that's your own what? Stupidity? I mean, you weigh it out. Way out, oh, earthquake, you can get tornadoes, the climate's getting all screwy, floods. Just check it out. Weigh the good from the bad and figure it out. And that's probably why they charge so high their prices. They're getting as much money as they can. People are making as much money as they can before it's all like destroyed. Try to say I'm wrong. You know, say it. Say I'm wrong. Alrighty then. Let's see. Let's go into the Watchers. Let's see what's going on there. And I don't know what's going on. It hasn't been 188 days since the last quake. Is that still going too? Is anybody doing that count and checking on it? Let me see. Okay, the Watchers watching the world. Let's check that real quick. Back, cat, no, back. You can hear the cat crying in the background while Alex was yelling. Mm. Big boy's exploring around. Just don't want him to knock into the camera. Alrighty then. Let's see. Feel free to donate at the tip jar. This is taking too long. I think I could use better equipment. And please subscribe. Okay. WWF warns against Croatia, Bosnia hydro plant plans. What else is on the watcher? Let's scroll down. Low pressure system east of Newfoundland, Canada. RDUSAT first crowdsourced science mission in space. I don't know what that is. You would know probably. Tropical plankton invades Arctic waters. Uh-oh. I'll say it again. Tropical plankton invades Arctic waters. Well, watch what all the animals do. They know where to go. They seem to hear the vibrations first. Severe storm warning for northeast U.S. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes possible. That was also today. Shallow 6.7 magnitude earthquake hits offshore of Mauritius Reunion region. And that's it for today. Let's go into, there we go, E&E News, my favorite. Sometimes it's like what some of these TEPCO people are saying. It's like a comedy. Doesn't even seem real. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's close this. Oh, kitty, no. Here, I'll pick up the kitty. Maybe you can see him while I'm waiting on this to load. Japan. Come here. Oh, what a big kitty. There he is, the big boy. Say hello, you're on the TV. Hello. Okay, now go on. Wow. Big boy tiger lily. Alright. Let's see what's happening in Fukushima first. Corrosion confirmed at Japan nuke plant. Seawater flowed into reactor pressure vessel. Years before prospects will be known. Years before prospects, maybe they mean prospectus, will be known. I don't know. Well, okay, heads up. The nuke plants, the reactor pressure vessels are starting to corrode from the seawater or some. Okay, NHK. Also today, international nuclear experts turning attention to Okinawa nuke plant. Intensity of 311 quake exceeded maximum limit. Oh, now why does that take so long? You know how long did it take from the 311 earthquake? What's the date now? Why are you reporting it now? Why didn't you report it the day after the earthquake? Ex-Fukushima Daiichi worker, there are leaks everywhere. TEPCO portraying situation in best possible light. There's leaks everywhere. Oh no. Also today, NBC News. The state of the reactors is still deteriorating. The incident is still progressing, says Japanese nuclear specialist. How do you remove radioactive material without releasing it? All we can do now is pray. Oh, all we can do now is pray. That's right. Pray, maybe Jesus can fix this. I know he could if he wanted to. Maybe he's teaching you a lesson. Japan Times editorial board. Irreparable damage from nuclear disaster. One is whether piping can be okay when hit by strong quake. Many questions remain unanswered after investigations. Now, the many questions that aren't being answered is, how much radiation is really in the air, the water, the food? Which direction is it going? How much is there already in California? How come it's going across the country? How many people died so far? The real numbers. How many Japanese people are dying? How about in the United States also? Thank you very much. There's the questions right there. And how do we shoot it off the planet? Get it off the planet now. It's used as a weapon of mass destruction, right? Radiation, isn't that the weapon of mass destruction? Why is it by the civilians? Why is it built on fault lines? Why aren't you stopping it? I'll say again, Fukushima Daiichi, die with honor. Kamikaze, die with honor. They're kamikazing us. Don't you understand that? And from yesterday, Unit 2 water 10 times more reactive than Unit 1, 47 million becquerels per liter in turbine room basement. Wow, heads up. Let's see if there's anything in USA. Yeah. Let's see if there's something from the 26. They're going to start reporting more. Debris has to be coming in. Oh, here's something from today. 2 of them. What happens when a top rapper and top comedian sit down to talk? Discussion of plutonium, neutrons, Fukushima. Covered. Nuclear fission. High radiation levels in some Pacific seafood concerns university doctors. I read that already. Alrighty then. My goodness, it's the eve of Friday. It's so hot here still. It's 4 days down. It's the eve of Friday, 1 to go before the weekend. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the Thursday going into Friday. I'll see you again tomorrow on the flip side. Hope, I thought it's important to get the Alex Jones show on there. I saw it, kind of, freaked me out a little bit, But hey, the truth will set you free.